If you want to know the best methods to level up fast in the endgame, you are in the right place. I've spent countless of hours hunting and optimizing these 5 endgame methods, so ultimately I can give you the fastest and most efficient spots that will not waste your precious time. Following these methods will let you earn hundreds of thousands of Chroma, hundreds of high-grade catalysts and Lumina, or gain more than a whopping 190 million XP to max your characters to level 99 in the fastest time possible. Like for example, farming the mini-boss Clair Obscur over and over inside the monolith, which is the earliest spots that you can access in late Act 2 and can be optimized in the early parts of Act 3. So if you are looking for the earliest spots to grind XP and Lumina, then this spot is for you. This spot will serve as your main Lumina source for you to shape your characters and optimize it for the upcoming build suggestions in this guide. And for you to access this spot, head back to the monolith and notice that the first flag near the entrance will not let you fast travel. Head inside the actual monolith and access the first flag in this area and fast travel to Tower Peak, and this is going to be the starting point for this run. I highly suggest taking the time to follow all of my suggestions on the screen right now so you can replicate all of the strategies that I'm going to show you later on. Key characters Verso, Mayel and CL are in this specific configuration. At this point, you already know that the goal of my farming builds is to burst down all of our targets during the first turns for maximum gains and efficiency. So stacking up as much AP during the first turn and damage multipliers were the things I usually focus on. So Luminas or Pictos such as At Death's Door, Augmented First Strike, Glass Cannon, First Offensive, Immaculate, and so on are suggested. But this time, the auto death and a death bomb combo is highly suggested to make your run significantly faster later on. And the suggested level for this farm can be around level 50 to 60. And big disclaimer here before you storm the comments, having a level 70 to 75 character is not required for this method to work. I just recorded the build overview footage at a much later time. Start your actual method by heading to the inner section of the area and expect a long travel time. And this is one of the negatives of this spot, but in my opinion, if you really want to prepare your characters and access random wars drafts later on, this spot is your best shot. Once you are deep into the area, use the grappling mechanism to reach the other side of the area and find our key targets near your location. Engage the enemy with a preemptive strike and watch your party start to explode and end the fight quickly. Once the fight ends, head back to the flag to reset the run by accessing the nearest grapple mechanism near you so you can rinse and repeat. Each death bomb run lasts around 1 minute and 18 seconds and gives you 11k Chroma, 283k worth of XP, and 5 Lumina per run. Do this consistently for an hour and we are looking at 530k Chroma, 13 million XP, and 230 Lumina per hour. Decent gains right there, and you can even use this spot to level up your characters on the side and be prepared for Renoir's draft while also earning Lumina in the process. And if you are getting value so far, subscribe to the channel. Liking the video and engaging in the comments helps me more than you can imagine. The Ice Heart leveling spot will allow you to hunt Stalags and regular enemies placed on a strategic farming route near a checkpoint. As early as having level 50 to level 55 characters, I managed to optimize this spot and gain the fastest amount of XP at this point, so you can easily reach level 70 without a hassle. Find this spot by locating a side dungeon named Frozen Hearts situated in the frozen region of the map near Old Lumiere. Explore the Frozen Hearts level until you reach the Ice Heart Expedition flag, which is going to be our main starting point for this run. With the knowledge that I gained after hundreds of hours of playtime, I managed to optimize this spot around level 50 to 55 as mentioned. You can see it on the screen right now where my characters are around level 60 plus, but the excess stat points were unallocated. I highly suggest taking the time to follow all of my build suggestions on the screen right now that I am going to show you later on. The party's main focus is to burst down all of our targets during the first turns as much as possible for maximum gains and efficiency. Mayel is going to be our main damage dealer in all of the methods on this list because of her insane firepower, even at level 50 to 55, while getting a boost from Verso and CL to get the fastest clear time possible. Now for the actual method, starting from the expedition flag, head to the nearby woods where a lesser Danseus is roaming around. Do a preemptive strike and finish the fight with CL by letting her cast our sacrifice skill to take out both of the lesser Danseus without a hassle. Once the fight is done, run through your left-hand side to find a Stalag and hit it with a preemptive strike. As soon as the battle starts, let CL use free aim shots twice and reduce the shields of the Stalag to a single stack. Then CL will finish her turn by casting our sacrifice, taking out the lesser Nevrons in the process, and completely taking out the shield of the Stalak. Mayel will take her turn and let her cast a Stendhal on the open Stalak to end the fight quickly. Head back to the same flag we started to reset the run so you can rinse and repeat and farm to your heart's content. The reason this method is working is that Verso is suffering from auto death and triggering the Death Bomb Lumina to inflict raw damage and burn status effects on targets, allowing Mayel to have access to more damage multipliers, while CL will damage all enemies with her Hour Sacrifice skill while also draining Mayel HP to 1, giving her even more damage multipliers. So by the time Mayel casts Stendhal or her Phantom Strike, she will be dealing millions of damage. The whole farming run takes about 1 minute and 7 seconds and gives you 714,000 XP, almost 13k Chroma, and 1 Grandiose per run. Do this method consistently for an hour and we are looking at nearly 38 million XP, 664k Chroma, and 53 Grandiose per hour, which is a lot for your current progress. You will level up your characters fast with this method, and I suggest staying here at least level 65 to 70 before going into the next spot. If you're following the channel and wondering if my endgame leveling video is still relevant in the latest update, the short answer is yes and yes. My old video is pretty much relevant and working 100%, it's just that I made this new one so I can share my perfected and better methods for you to reach level 99 much faster. Coming in hot in the top 3 spot is the Darkshore spot that will allow you to hunt Noirs or the Nevrons who killed the majority of Expedition 33. So it is time to bring the fight to them and gain a lot of XP while getting your sweet revenge. Find this spot on the location that I am showing on the screen right now, located in the very first area of the game. And since I am better at building characters compared to my old farming methods, you can already access this method by just having level 65 characters, which is pretty nice. We are still using the same builds when farming in the previous spot with some minor tweaks to them. So make sure to take the time and copy the builds that I am showing on the screen right now, so you can replicate my optimized runs later on. Both CL and Verso will now suffer from auto death and trigger explosions when the battle starts, while Mayel gains huge damage multipliers by triggering her auto death plus survivor combo, forcing her HP to drop to 1 HP, giving her access at death's door damage multipliers. When the build is ready, there's only one flag in this area and the starting point for our runs. Start the run by heading towards the Nevrons, located straight ahead of the flag. Do a preemptive strike and CL and Verso will explode in the start of the battle, inflicting raw damage and burn status on our targets. Maya will take her turn and let her cast Phantom Strikes to obliterate the enemies into oblivion. And once the fight ends, head to the next pack of the Nevrons in the northern section of the map. Do the same preemptive strike and then clear these Nevrons easily by casting another Phantom Strike. Do a 180-degree turn and run towards the 3 Nevrons situated not far from your current location. Do a preemptive strike and use the same strategy by casting the Phantom Strike to delete your enemies in an instant. Head back to the flag to reset the run so you can repeat the process once again and gain XP like there's no tomorrow. Each run lasts about 1 minute and 20 seconds with reset and loading times included and gives you 2.8 million XP, 43k Chroma, and 7 Grandiose per run. In an hour of consistent farming, we are expecting a whopping 128 million XP, 1.9 million Chroma, and 315 Grandiose per hour. Make sure to upgrade all of your weapons when farming in this spot, and I suggest staying here at least level 75 to 80 before accessing the best spots in the game. Before we head to the last 2 spots, we need to do specific steps so you can ensure that you can clear the next farming methods without a hassle. The first thing that you need to do here is to use the same build that I asked you to use in the previous spot to one-shot the Sprung mini-boss to get the cheater Picto in the process, so Mayel will have access to double turns. Find this mini-boss in the location that I am showing on the screen right now and engage it in the fight. Once the battle starts, let Mayel cast Stendhal to end the fight as fast as lightning and get the cheater Picto. While the second step that we need to do here is to defeat the Serpent Hair mini-boss located near the boat graveyard location. Engage the boss and the same strategy applies. Your party members will explode and hit it with Stendhal during Mayel's first turn to end the fight. This fight will give you the precious Energy Master Picto and most importantly, a perfect Chroma Catalyst so you can max out your Medalum to level 33. You are now stronger than ever, and if you find the last spot crazy, the spot in Renoir's draft are simply mind-blowing and the best in the game currently, at least outside of DLC areas. the inner section of Renewar's Drafts offers a gestural merchant which you can farm over and over for 2 million XP per run, giving you an out of this world 209 million XP per hour, so let that sink in for a minute. Access this spot by locating the underwater entrance of Renoir's Draft, located in the seas of Old Lumiere. But SKS should have the ability to dive first, and you can get this ability by maxing your relationship with him by clearing a short side quest. Once you've entered Renoir's Draft, progress in the area until you reach the only flag in this level, which is the Golden 3 flag. And this is going to be our main starting point for the next two methods. With manually optimized methods and builds, you can already access the merchant spot with faster clear times and by just having level 80 characters. And heck, I even tried level 75 characters in this spot and still I managed to clear them without a hassle. When it comes to your final farming build, make sure to follow exactly what I have here. Since the upcoming fight are really tight and I have carefully tweaked the build, so level 80 characters can perform optimally in the upcoming methods. If you lack the Lumina requirement for this build, you can easily go back to Clair Obscur mini boss to farm more Lumina, which is the first spot in this guide. In this build, Maya will have double turns in every fight because of the cheater Picto, and since her weapon is already maxed to level 33, she will hit like an absolute freight train. But when it comes to the concept of the build, it remains the same where Verso and CL will take advantage of the auto death and death bomb combo, and Maya will end the match with her immensely damaging skills. Head to the wide area with the creations guarding a ramp, dodge them and access the said ramp, and use the grappling mechanism to access the spot where the merchant is located. Talk to the merchant so you can challenge him into a fight with Mael. Once the battle starts, cast your Phantom Strike to take out the Nebron on the right. Your second turn will start and cast another Phantom Strike to clear the last Nebron on the opposing team. Since the Nebron failed to take its turn, Mael will play again, so cast another Stendhal to finish the fight and get your sweet XP. Once the fight ends, you can easily rematch the merchant to your heart's content. Each merchant fight takes about 37 to 39 seconds in this configuration, giving you nearly 2.2 million XP, 1.1 million bench XP, 1 to 3 Lumina, and Grandiose in the process. In an hour of consistent farming, we are expecting a mind-blowing 209 million XP, 105 million bench XP, and an average of 194 Lumina and Grandiose, which fluctuates a lot. But what if I told you that the merchant spot is not the best spot in the entire game? The creations in Renoir's Drop is still the best spot overall when it comes to XP farming, while also allowing you to earn tons of Lumina in the process. This method will allow you to overpower and farm creation enemies in the area, giving you a whopping 185 million XP and a steady 180 Lumina per hour, which is nuts. Nothing changes in the build, and we are still using the same level 80 build that we use when facing the merchant. Once you are ready, start the actual method by running towards the nearest creation pack and doing a preemptive strike. Once the fight starts, CL and Verso will explode, giving Mael more damage multipliers, and then Mael will cast the Phantom Strike. Let Mael cast Stendhal on the creation during her second turn to end the fight without a hassle. After the initial fight, head to the second pack of creations guarding the open space near you and spook them with a preemptive strike. And the next strategy is pretty simple. Hit both creations with Stendhal this time to effectively take out each of the targets. Even though Mael is only level 80, she can one-shot both of the creations and call it a day. Once the fight ends, head back to the flag to reset the run, rinse and repeat. Each run lasts around 1 minute and 20 seconds with reset and loading times included, and gives you 4.1 million XP per run, steady for Lumina and Grandiose in the process. In an hour of consistent farming, we are expecting a mind-blowing 185 million XP, an insane steady 180 Lumina and Grandiose per hour. But hey Samurai, isn't the merchant spot overall better when it comes to XP and Lumina gains per hour? Why is the creation spot the top one spot? The merchant offers a full XP to only one character, which is Mael in this case, and offers only half XP to your other party members. While the merchant also gives you varying results when it comes to Lumina, the 194 gains here are just an average, and it drops 1 Lumina commonly, while 2 to 3 drops are rare. While the creation offers 185 million whole XP for 3 party members, and it gives you a steady 180 Lumina per hour. But what if you want to know the best Lumina farming methods in the game? This video will teach you everything you need to know, so click on it and I will catch you on the next one.